coverage you can count on. This is News Center 5.
We are taking a closer look tonight at the wealth of private information stored on computers. 2 MIT graduate students just completed a study that found many discarded hard drives end up back on the market, still filled with personal files, everything from tax records to love letters. With 150,000 hard drives retired last year, plenty of private files are now in strangers' hands. For more than 2 years, Simson Garfinkel has taken on the role of a high-tech scavenger, rummaging through the innards of discarded hard drives.
They got rid of this drive because they thought it was broken, but as it turns out, we can get the data.
Garfinkel and a fellow MIT graduate student bought 158 used hard drives at second-hand computer stores and on eBay to see what, if anything, was on them. The results? We
found that roughly between a third and a half of the drives had some significant personal information on them. We found that on many of the drives, somebody had tried to erase the data and had not been successful.
69 of the drives still had recoverable information on them. 49 contained personal information, everything from love letters to pornography to financial records.
One of the hard drives we found had been in an automatic teller machine, and it had a year's worth of transactions. And another hard drive that we found had been, I think, a cash register, and it had several thousand credit card numbers on it.
Although this was a study sanctioned by MIT, Garfinkel sometimes couldn't help feeling like a voyeur.
We found a hard drive that belonged to a person living in the South, and they had had a divorce, and they were courting somebody else, and I had the email exchange back and forth, and I knew where they had met, and I knew the bar, and I knew what they had done. Very, very personal information. It's terrible that I have those documents, and I feel bad for having them, and I feel bad about the system that made it possible for me to get them.
On common operating systems like Microsoft's Windows, simply deleting a file or emptying a trash folder doesn't necessarily destroy the information. But there's no need to take a sledgehammer to your computer. There are plenty of programs to make files go away for good. They have to be overwritten with new data, all zeros for instance.
You can run a program that will take each block and write over them block by block by block. And there are some programs that will just do that to the entire drive and just zero out the drive.
In the post-9/11 world, Garfinkel has a rather Orwellian theory about all this retrievable data floating around.
If I was a foreign government interested in getting a cross-section of what's going on in the United States, if I wanted to find specific people I could compromise by blackmail, that's what spies do, and this would be a really good way to get material for doing that.
Many old hard drives are found when companies buy other companies, including all the left-behind data. Garfinkel says the technology already exists that would actually erase hard drives with just one command, but because there's no demand, computer makers are not introducing that technology. Our website, thebostonchannel.com, has more information on how to purge your hard drives.